Good morning, everybody. Dr. Duncan McCollum, Clinic Director of McCollum Family Chiropractic and Wellness Center. And I just want to let you know I'm Facebook Living this. So I'm talking at La Tip Santa Cruz, which is by far the biggest and the best business organization in the county, if not the world. So everybody here, you can find us on the web at Santa Cruz La Tip. All right, so I'm here to talk to you guys about your health. And it's kind of interesting. I don't know if anybody looked at all these graphs and everything up here on glyphosate and all that stuff. I'm not going to talk to you about it. I went to print a graph last night, and I ended up printing out the complete U.S. congressional hearing dossier by Dr. Stephanie Seneff on glyphosate and how it's killing our country. But so after I ran out of ink and paper in my wife's printer and got, that look, I tried to tell her, listen, honey, and I didn't go over very well. But, I felt like that kid on Galaxy Quest when he was trying to save the world and his mom wanted him to take the garbage out. I mean, I was reduced to that. But I'm here today to talk to you guys about weight loss. And I'm doing a live radio broadcast on KSCO every second Saturday now, 3 to 4 p.m. But so anyway, what we're going to do today, though, is we're not going to talk about glyphosate. We're going to talk about chronic inflammation and its role in disease. Is anybody here aware that chronic inflammation is in the headlines for chronic disease? So if you're not, I've got a couple things. Here's from Mayo Clinic. Dr. Brent Bauer, general internist, editorial board member of the Mayo Clinic, says, inflammation is the new medical buzzword. It seems as though everyone is talking about it, especially the fact that inflammation appears to play a role in many chronic diseases. The July issue of Mayo Clinic Health Letter highlights inflammation's role in cardiovascular disease. Chronic inflammation, also known as low-grade or systemic inflammation, can play a more puzzling and long-lasting role in the body. Consider the vast array of autoimmune disorders such as rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, polymyalgia rheumatica, where the body's immune system mistakenly takes a look at inflammation though there is no apparent thing for the inflammation to fight off. Chronic inflammation plays a more obvious role in diseases such as asthma, inflammatory bowel disease, ulcerative colitis, and such. So here's an article from Johns Hopkins University, Understanding Inflammation. Inflammation has been found to be the underlying cause of many diseases, making it a hot topic in health today. Scientists have searched for mysteries behind diseases most likely to afflict us. They have alighted on one factor common to virtually all of them: inflammation. Chronic inflammation, headlines now regularly state, has a role in a host of common and often deadly diseases, including Alzheimer's, arthritis, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and possibly even depression. This is from the University of Texas, and it says chronic disease caused by chronic inflammation requires chronic treatment. And this is from the Department of Experimental Therapeutics. Guess what they want to treat you with? But they go on to say that chronic disease such as inflammatory bowel disease, cancer, diabetes, obesity, pulmonary, cardiovascular, neurodegenerative diseases are becoming the leading cause of death throughout the world. Unhealthy diet, smoking, lack of exercise, stress, radiation exposure, environmental pollutants are among the common causes of chronic disease. Most of these risk factors are clearly linked to chronic inflammation, which leads to the development of various chronic diseases. MIT. Okay, a new study from MIT in 2015 reveals one reason why people who suffer from chronic inflammation disease, such as colitis, have a higher risk of mutations causing cancer. The researchers also found that exposure to DNA-damaging chemicals after a bout of inflammation boosts these mutations even more. Another MIT. Chronic inflammation of the intestine or stomach can damage DNA, increasing the risk of cancer. MIT scientists have confirmed. So everybody knows that inflammation is the root cause of chronic disease. leading to very deadly bad outcomes. Our country is rated 50th in the world for health. We take 50% of the world's medication. So all of this stuff about the glyphosate, we know that it's destroying our gut. The study's out. You got to stay away from foods full of glyphosate, which are basically any kind of American-grown corn, wheat, that's GMO stuff. That's a whole other subject. Okay, so I think I made my point. So chronic inflammation and chronic disease. The problem is the cell, life starts and ends in the cell. When the cell wall becomes inflamed, things like estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, thyroid hormone can no longer get into the cell wall. Insulin cannot get into the cell wall. But as it works its way in finally, and it does get to the mitochondria, I'm sure people have heard about mitochondria by now, that's where cancer starts. The toxins from the inflammation, from everything we've talked about, including heavy metals, which is proven to be at the base of it, break down the cell wall to the mitochondria. When the mitochondria takes sugar and creates energy, it emits a toxic byproduct called exhaust that can't get out of the cell. So the toxins stay in the cell, they damage the DNA, they cause the mitochondria to die, and they also cause the genes to mutate, causing things like rheumatoid arthritis and all the other genetic diseases that we are plagued with. And every time you turn on the commercial, you see more and more and more medications to cover up the symptoms, but not to get to the cause of the problem. So we're talking about getting to the cause of the problem here. So that's enough of that. And if you want more information, Tuesday night at Severino's Bar and Grill, Aptos Best Western, I'll be doing an hour presentation on this so you can get your brain wrapped around it so you know what to do. Fasting is in the news. Fasting is an amazing thing to do along with ketobiotic diets, different from ketogenic. There's now the next phase above that, understanding why diet variation is important, not sticking to just one kind of diet. The body will shut down eventually. Myths about fasting: starvation. It burns muscle, lowers blood sugar, increases appetite, decreases nutrients, and it's just plain crazy. Okay? Not true. I just finished a 5-day water fast, and my energy level is amazing. My mental clarity is not too bad. Even my wife says so. Facts about fasting: improves mental clarity and concentration, induces weight loss and fat burning, lowers blood sugar levels, improves insulin sensitivity on the cell, which means all the other hormones can get into the cell, increases energy, improves fat burning, lowers cholesterol, prevents Alzheimer's disease, extends life, reverses aging process, and decreases inflammation. Different types of fasting. Some people are doing intermittent fasting, which is you have a window of 16 to 18 hours a day where you don't eat, then you have an eating window. When you eat 3 meals a day, the amount of energy it takes to digest that food diverts from your immune system, from your mental clarity, from rebuilding organs and all this stuff. So we know that ancient cultures used to fast. Almost every religion in history had fasting times. Anytime your animals are sick, they don't eat because they know the body is going to heal itself, right? So there's different types of diets, but some of the people I'm studying with, I got it, I heard you. Dr. Yoshinori Osami, 2016 Nobel Prize winner. That's pretty important. Autophagy means the body will start to eat bad cells once you fast. When you deprive the body of calories, Dr. Osami, again, the Nobel Prize winner, discovered that the body will spare good, healthy cells and destroy old, weak cells. Take the nutrients and recycle them and make new cells. It's basically a fountain of youth. Okay? Dr. Walter Longo, check him out on Amazon. Okay, Dr. Longo discovered after 30 hours of fasting, your body creates its own stem cells. By day 4 and day 5, you have so many new infant stem cells in your body, and if you do that correctly, The instant stem cells are going to go around and repair your organs, repair your damaged body. They even know that type 1 diabetics are actually reversing their diabetes. I'm almost done here. Fasting by Jason Fung, amazing book. He's a nephrologist who's proving that fasting is one of the things that is improving our health. So, at any rate, I'm going to be on the radio Saturday from 3 to 4, KSCO, 1080 AM. I'm going to be at Severino's, Best Western in Aptos, Tuesday night from 7 to 8:30. If anybody on Facebook is interested, go to Dr. Duncan McCollum DC, and you can sign up for coming to the event. If you want some more information, put Health Rebels on the line there, and I'll add you to my closed group. Thank you guys very much.